Hi, and welcome to the news headlines at this hour. The rival government in eastern Libya has submitted its resignation after a number of protests over deteriorating living conditions and corruption. At the weekend, demonstrators in the city of Benghazi set fire to the government's headquarters. They also clashed in strongman General Khalifa Haftar's stronghold of Al-Majd for the first time. Libya has been torn by violence since long-time ruler Colonel Muammar Gaddafi was deposed in 2011 by NATO-backed forces. A spokesman for General Haftar said the administration backed peaceful protests but would not allow terrorist and Muslim Brotherhood to hijack them. The United Nations Human Rights Chief said on Monday she was discussing a possible visit to China's Xinjiang region with Chinese authorities who are facing growing backlash over its treatment of the ethnic Uyghurs here. My office continues to engage with the Chinese government on the situation in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region and the impact on human rights of its policies, UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Michelle Bachelet told a council meeting in Geneva. She also said she was encouraging Hong Kong authorities to monitor closely the enforcement of the national security law and to take steps to review it in response to any possible negative consequences. Belaruss's authoritarian president visited Russia on Monday in a bid to secure more loans and political support as demonstrations against the extension of his 26-year rule entered their sixth week. Alexander Lukashenko's talk with Russian President Vladimir Putin in the Black Sea resort of Sochi came a day after an estimated 150,000 people flooded the streets of the Belarusian capital, demanding Lukashenko's resignation. The Interior Ministry said 774 people were arrested in Minsk and other cities of Belarus for holding unsanctioned rallies on Sunday. Protesters in Belarus have dismissed Lukashenko's re-election for a sixth term in the August 4th vote as rigged. He has dismissed protesters as Western puppets and rejected demands from the United States and the European Union to conduct a dialogue with the opposition. With crews battling wildfires that have killed at least 35 people, destroyed neighborhoods, and enveloped the West Coast in smoke, another fight has emerged. Leaders in the Democratic-led state and President Donald Trump have clashed over the role of climate change ahead of his visit on Monday to California. California, Oregon, and Washington state have seen historic wildfires that have burned fast and farther than ever before. Numerous studies in recent years have linked bigger wildfires in the US to global warming from the burning of coal, oil, and gas. The Democratic governor says the fires are a consequence of climate change, while the Trump administration has blamed poor forest management for the flames that have raced through the region and made the air in places like Portland, Oregon, Seattle, San Francisco, and some of the worst in the world. Two European laboratories have corroborated German findings that Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny was poisoned with a Novichok nerve agent, Berlin said on Monday, prompting French President Emmanuel Macron to demand Vladimir Putin shed light on the attempted murder. Hitting back at doubts raised by Russia about the German investigation, Chancellor Angela Merkel's spokesman Steffen Seibert said Germany has asked France and Sweden for an independent review of the German evidence on the basis of new samples from Mr. Navalny, who is receiving treatment in Berlin. The result of this review, as specialized laboratories in France and Sweden are now available and confirm the German evidence of the use of banned weapon-grade substance, Seibert said in a statement. The US ambassador to China, Terry Branstad, is stepping down after 3 years in the post during an exceptionally tense period in the US China relationship. The reason for Mr. Brandstad's departure is not immediately clear and leaves the US without an envoy in China at least through the presidential election in November, after new political appointees could be named. This is Jyoti reporting for Our Voice.
Preview.